right, guys, welcome back to the ALGS channel. Hope you guys are all doing well and having a great day so far. Some more Rostermania in today's video. It feels like every single video is just getting better and better because the Rostermania news is getting better and better and more extravagant and more extravagant. So today's video, we've got LCQ format updates, a little bit of a knowledge drop of how this could go down, and also a little bit of a worrisome event of some of you players that might be playing in the LCQ as well. Something you got to look out for. Also, big Rostermania, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we've got Furia finally making a change. I know you guys are going to be excited. Furia might be one of the fan favorited teams by far from now on. And then also some unfortunate news from Moist Esports. I know a lot of people love the Apex South region, and Moist obviously was carrying that region pretty hard. Moist Critical, someone that people love to get behind. They really loved Moist Esports, and sadly the roster, the band, is not getting back together, and they're going to be moving on. We'll talk about more about that in just a second. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date, all things Apex Legends Esports related. Without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and dive right into this. First thing I wanted to make mention of was the LCQ format. Now, I did show you guys this graph like a while back of how this format actually is going to work. But if you could actually see, it's going to start off, winners bracket. You've got round one, and in round one, similar to Challenger Circuit, I'm not sure if you guys have ever played that, but round one, basically the way it works is like, even though everybody starts off in round one, you're not necessarily playing against everybody at the same time, if that makes sense, right? There's a bunch of different groups because you can't have 800 teams in the same round one, right? So you've got basically round one, you've got group A, B, C, D, and it just goes on and on and on and on. This is the exact same way it's going to work in LCQ. You're going to have round one, group A, round one, group B. The top of those teams will move on to winners bracket round two, and that's going to make your new 20 teams. Obviously, the bottom 10 is going to move over into the loser bracket round one. And so that's going to basically keep your loser bracket continuously going. Then the bottom from winners bracket round two will move on to loser bracket round two. The top 10 from loser bracket round one move on to loser bracket round two. You guys get the idea, right? Bottom 10 teams from the loser bracket going to be eliminated, of course. The top teams, of course, moving on to the championship as well. So you'll only get to the finals. And then once you get to the finals, the top two teams inside of match point format will win the event and will move on into the LCQ. Now, one of the issues that someone had actually pointed out here, this was coming from Tech, is that LCQ has you potentially playing 24 games on Saturday alone if you play bad. So that is really, really rough. And even just watching 6 games or so was absolutely mind-blowing. And so the fact that you can actually watch 24 games of one person playing them, this is unbelievable. And I know your brain has got to be fried. And if you even look at it like 24, like, dude, that's literally half your day. If you figure every game's about 30 minutes long or so, 24 games times 30 minutes per game, you're looking at about 12 hours of playtime. That is unbelievable. And what a tournament that is just absolutely mind-blowing. So interested to see how this LCQ format goes. Of course, one of the biggest teams you're looking out for is the Furia squad, but another team you're looking out for is the Sentinel squad, and another squad from the Sentinels that broke off and made their own team. We'll talk about that. So Koyful has decided to officially announce that he has joined Team Sentinels. We knew this was going on. We actually saw him post that he signed this contract a while back. This is on July the 12th. Of course, nobody was really surprised by this. Everybody kind of knew this intel existed. We all knew that this was happening, but it is now official, just in case you guys wanted to know. But also, Mr. Albralelie, this is the topic of the evening. You guys obviously are aware that Furia has lost his Watson as he has decided to retire and move on from Apex Legends competitive. On the flip side, we had Wildcard Gaming getting ready to play the LCQ with Albralelie, with Shuby, with Madness. That obviously broke apart. Madness and Shuby tweeted that they're not going to be playing with Albralelie anymore. They're looking for a new third. Albralelie tweets that he has now joined Furia. Now, the stipulation that I heard was basically Madness has said, we're going to stick together and play this LCQ as long as an unpassable opportunity passes by. You could argue that joining Furia is most definitely an unpassable opportunity. So I'm not surprised Albralelie took this. I don't think Madness is concerned that they took this. I'm pretty sure they're all in good faith. I'm pretty sure this is all You know, everybody's in agreement that this was definitely the move to make, and I'm pretty sure anybody would have done this. But I gotta say, I'm excited to see Albralelie on this roster because I honestly think that he's going to be a great addition to this roster. I'm not really sure exactly how the Team Furia dynamic is going to be because obviously it's going to be changing up a little bit. I think Albralelie is a much different player than His Watson in my personal opinion. However, I also don't really know as far as leadership goes how it's all going to work. We've seen Albralelie in the past after FaZe Clan admittedly say he does not want to be IGL at all. So with that being said, you're going to have a different obviously you're going to have different leadership in this camp, and it's going to be different to see Albralelie under new leadership in this camp, right? Because every time Albralelie switches a team, he's under new leadership, and you could argue that being under new leadership makes you play different as well. We'll see how Albralelie adjusts over on Team Furia. Interested to see what you guys have to say. They honestly got a good picture of him here. I don't know if he's already like went and put this jersey on in order to do this, or if they photoshopped this, but I mean, the man's got a clean cut. You know, he's got a total different hairdo than what we're normally used to seeing. Nonetheless, I'm excited for this one. I think Furia honestly got a little bit of an upgrade here, if I'm being honest with you, but I also think that this is going to be a great opportunity for Albralelie. I think he's going to fit in perfectly here. Just interested to see what you guys have to say, though. Also wanted to mention, this is not necessarily roster changes, but if you wanted to know where TSM's contracts were, well, Raven just got a little bit of an extension to his contract. TSM Raven will be the head coach for TSM for another year. Tweets it out last night, confirms that he has extended his contract for TSM, but sadly, we've got more roster updates, and this is where things get a little unfortunate. Moist Esports has announced, and this is specifically coming from Prycyy, that he is going to be stepping away from Apex Legends Competitive. And I know this is unfortunate because you look at the group stage, you look at Moist coming out of the #1 seed, you think this team is on fire, this team is looking absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunately, the match point finals did not go according to plan, like at all for them. And even with that 10-point start bonus, it just sadly didn't work out too well for them. And you know, it just kind of sucks to see because they played so well throughout the bracket stage, they played so well throughout the group stage, and it just wasn't enough in the end. They just come out with a massive bonus. I was saying massive, but honestly 10 points not super massive. They come out with a pretty decent bonus and don't even place in the top 5. Just unfortunate to see. Nonetheless, they were definitely a fan favorite, and he actually tweets in this like kind of twit longer, like, you know, notes page is a little bit of a picture. With all this being said, for the time being, he says, I'm stepping away to work on myself physically and mostly mentally. Thank you all for reading. And I said that first because I feel like it's a better way to introduce it. And then he also says, all good things must come to an end, or slowly come to an end. I appreciate everything that has come my way in the past few years, but I obviously was my own major problem. I don't know what I'll do in the future, but for now I have 40+ hours of traveling to get home and look forward to. Thank you to everyone, obviously, for your support. He goes through and thanks Charlie, obviously the owner of Moist Esports. He goes through and thanks his teammates as well. Secondly, I want to thank you know, everybody who believed in me, and tags a lot of people within the Moist Esports community camp. And it just kind of sucks to see this move on because I really like this roster. It's sad to see it all go away. Interested to see what you guys have to say, though, about the new Moist Esports roster drama, roster updates, and who do you think they actually might replace him with? Interested to see what you guys have to say there. Also, lastly, just as we wrap the video up, want to make mention of this. Yesterday, I posted that this guy right here, Slab Apex, also on Go Next Esports, has officially kind of like quit, right? He kind of quit gaming or quit Apex, taking a break, didn't want to do this for a little bit. And then all of a sudden he deletes the tweet, and I'm like, what is he doing now? Is he coming back, or is he changed his mind? Because by the way, if you're not aware, that's like the notation of Apex players, is that they retire, they quit, they come back within like 2 weeks or a month or the next season, whatever, because their soul longs for it for some reason. Bambino post, however, will be running down the LCQ with Slab and with Mystics as well. So seems like obviously he changed his mind last second. We land Cascades, Monument, Frag East, Double Rolla, and Fuse Giga Chad. So good luck on the contest. Thank you to Hunter for tagging me in that over on Twitter. But yeah, interested to see you know, someone who retired for like 30 minutes. Literally, I'm telling you, Apex is just one of those games. Interested to see what you guys have to say down below. Like the video if you guys did enjoy it. Let me know what you think about Furia now. Do you think Furia is going to dominate this LCQ? Think they're going to do pretty good? Or do you think teams like Wildcard are going to do really good as well? Could they both do good? Obviously, 2 teams get in from the North American roster. You've got some other teams going to be playing into this. Sentinels look pretty good. Tripods are going to be playing. I don't really know how well they're going to do. Obviously, they did pretty well in some of the scrims for you know, these things about 2 months ago, but I haven't really seen Nick Mertz competing a lot as of late. We'll see how they do, though. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends Esports related. And until the next time, folks, I will see you all later, Gators.